So I thought we could do a Gracie Abrams reading. She is an artist. I love her music. I can't even speak today. Mercury retrograde be coming for me today. Music. I love her music. And I also want to say that this will be a part of my little vlog as well. So I'll probably link it up here. But yeah, let's get into Gracie Abrams reading. So cards for Gracie Abrams. Cards for Gracie Abrams. Cards for Gracie Abrams. Cards for Gracie Abrams. Okay, so the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords talks about truth. It talks about honesty. Not the fridge going off. Okay, I'll be back. My fridge going off anyway. So the Seven of Swords talks about truth and honesty. I feel like something's going to be revealed to her, or has. No, I feel like it will be. Cards for Gracie Abrams. Cards for Gracie Abrams. This is like truth and honesty. So maybe she's in one of her songs, she'll come out with a truth bomb. But we'll see what else we get. The Two of Pentacles talks about balancing things, but the Two of Pentacles talks about finances, stability, home life, career. So she's trying to find that balance between all those kind of things. So we'll see what else we get. What else are we getting? I'm going to get that card because it just fell on the floor. So we have the Nine of Wands. Let me just move that to the side. So we have the Nine of Wands, not the Knight, the Nine of Wands reverse. So this talks about a vulnerable moment. So I feel like she's balanced, trying to figure out how she's going to vulnerably be vulnerable in a situation. With Swords, that talks about when it's in reverse, not having that mental clarity or that kind of communication that's directed yet. So she's not quite got the idea into a physical form, because the Two of Pentacles is like balancing that out, and she's trying to find that kind of stability and groundedness and to bring it into a physical reality. So I wouldn't be surprised if she is going to come out with some new music, but I feel like there's going to be like a vulnerable moment, because the Nine of Wands reverse tells us that we're not feeling, when it's upright, I just moved it upright, it talks about being defensive. And when it's reversed, it's telling us that we're not really being defensive, or we're not really having those like defensiveness. Let's just leave it. Let's leave it at that. I hope that makes sense. The Four of Pentacles reversed. This is a releasing and letting go of a grudge, or not really holding our finances. So just double check that. That's not walking away from something. Let's get one more card. Yeah, I think she's going to come out with some new music, guys. We got the Magician as well. The Magician talks about communication and manifesting something. So once again, it kind of goes into what I already said. These readings today, I just posted a Taylor Swift reading on my Patreon. But yeah, everything was piecing together today with these readings. So I'm just going to move this forward a little bit so you can see all the cards. I'm going to put this one here. So the Magician talks about communication, manifesting things into reality, and having everything kind of put together. So I do see her eventually coming to the realization of how to communicate this honesty in this moment. She just is coming up with the ideas. I feel like she's in the pondering stage. I'm pretty sure that's the correct word. But the Magician talks about once again bringing those manifestations into reality, communication. It's very much that Virgo, Gemini kind of energy. So a very healing moment that's coming into her reality when it comes to voicing her opinions, and definitely could also indicate that she has the new song might be around losing someone important in her life, just because Gemini does talk about the twins, and the twin story is, I always mention this when I bring up Gemini, the twin story is all about losing one twin and traveling almost between the realms of the heavens and kind of that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for her. Eight of Cups reverse can talk about, I think there's going to be a significant thing around her partnerships, because when we do talk about the Eight of Cups, we are talking about the Two of Cups as well. That makes a Ten of Cups. So there's something around her partnerships or something around that. She just doesn't have the kind of movement yet to it's almost like I haven't quite walked away from something, because the Eight of Cups talks about returning to something, and I feel like it would be in her partnerships. But the Four of Pentacles reverse, my gut's leaning more towards finances with this card. So she needs to be aware of her finances, where she's going to put her finances and all that kind of stuff. But we'll see what else we get. What did I just say? I'm like, my gut's telling me finances. Ten of Pentacles talks about home, family life, stability, long-term things. So this could be a song she's had in the making for a long time. This could be a song dedicated to her ancestors or a family member. Like, think of like her ancestors called Mary, and she just writes a song about Mary, and Mary was very much into, I don't know, being Catholic or something like that. Like, she's like creating music or voicing her opinion around family. The Hermit literally talks about spirituality, and this is kind of scary, because I'm like, Mary may be like Christian or something, and then the Hermit's like out, which is like spirituality. So someone in her family going through like a spirituality kind of moment, but this is like withdrawing. So she might be feeling a bit withdrawn around, or like lonely, when there could be a family member that's feeling this way, like lonely, or there could be a theme around spirituality with a family member. I feel like this card needs to be upright. Okay. This reading is just piecing together so well, because if you know what I mentioned in the beginning and you know how to read tarot cards, I'm like, partnerships, the Two of Cups, the Eight of Cups with the Two of Cups goes into partnerships, and I feel like that's a partnership, and literally the Two of Cups, which is a card of partnerships. So this is partnerships and connections. The Hermit is almost like she's coming, I know what this is. She's coming to this realization, where the Hermit talks about coming to a realization like we're at our destination, but we don't know why we're at this destination. And with the surrounding cards, I can see it's with her partnerships and her finances. So she's kind of going through that, and I feel like she's connecting with someone on that level and explaining that to someone. She just needs to be careful, maybe a little bit, about who she trusts. The Moon, literally like holding on like the deck with that. Anyway, the Fool talks about a new start, spontaneous energy. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But the Fool talks about new beginnings. I feel like this is someone around her who's very spontaneous and very much giving her a new point of view in her kind of path at this point. But this could be someone who's younger as well. I don't know why I'm seeing the month August, so this could be a Leo or Virgo. But it's Virgo? I'm pretty sure that's August. Maybe it's... okay. Anyway, I'm seeing August. I don't know why. And October. We'll see what that means eventually. Anyways, so cards for Gracie Abrams. Ten of Swords reverse is not self-sabotaging. And the Ten of Wands is a burden. Okay, so I'm just trying to read the cards. The Fool talks about a new beginning, which I just mentioned. The Ten of Swords is not self-sabotaging. The Ten of Wands is a burden. But with the Wands, it talks about a creativity. It talks about transformation and transmuting something. So there's a new beginning that's taking a burden and she's transforming it into a blessing, just not self-sabotaging herself. Like, she's like, okay, this is my moment where I'm not self-sabotaging a moment that was a burden to me, and I'm going to put it into a new reality and new beginning for myself. The Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck, creativity. But I feel like this reading's just really... yeah, she's like leaning on someone. Nine of Pentacles reverse. We'll take that one as well. This reading's really simple. Not confident. She might be leaning on someone for some creativity at a distance, for some creativity inspiration. She's just very indecisive at this time, because the Two of Wands is like the Two of Pentacles is making a decision. The Two of Wands is making a creative decision, or she just doesn't know how to. The Queen of Wands reverse, I know I said she might be leaning on someone, but she's not sure how to transform the kind of, she's giving an offer, like she's giving the inspiration to someone, but she doesn't know, she's asking for the advice on how to transform that into something creative for herself. And the Two of Wands is kind of like waiting for that kind of creativity to be brought back to her. But yeah, that's the reading. Let's pull one more card. Is that the Five of Wands? Yeah, the Five of Wands. There's a bit of conflict going on around with how to transform a situation or how to bring some sort of creativity into reality. But yeah, I'm interested in what this is, so bear with me. The World, like, yes, literally what I'm talking about. She doesn't have something completed. The World upright is like a completion. This is literally the same thing over and over again. And the Five of Wands is like, there's a little bit of, there's, how do I explain this? There's a bit of confusion that's coming around something because it's not completed and it's causing a little bit of tension. And the Queen of Cups is giving her emotions and communicating her emotions in a way. But yeah, that's technically what I'm reading. I definitely feel like we could expect some new music coming out soon. I don't know why, but I feel like the moon, like it might be, I know she did like a little bit like a darker album cover for one of her songs. I'm wondering if she's sticking to that theme. It's something around like the moon. Like when I look at the moon, I'm thinking something creatively around darker colors, darker schemes, more at nighttime. Or maybe she's getting some inspiration from another artist. I'm definitely feeling like that. But yeah, that's the reading. I hope you enjoyed that, and as always, love y'all, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, definitely tell me when you're watching this, because has it happened? But bye, love y'all, and stay a diva. Role model hands right now, a diva.